Hey everybody! My name is Alex, and I have a story about how other people's ideas, like rats in the attic, may ruin the lives of others. This story is also about the fact that not all these ideas may damage your health. My dad was always a little weird, strange. He was strange not in a bad way, but, well, he was unusual. He had a very creative view of life, specific tastes, and sometimes he loved to rage. Me and my mom were used to it. We either ignored or supported it, as long as my dad's ideas had nothing to do with us. Anyway, we were used to his various adventures, as I have already said. Sometimes Dad tried to exchange dollars for euros and then back again. Sometimes he invested in some shady companies or got into debt for the sake of some hypothetical benefits. His most epic financial investment was buying a batch of orthopedic mattresses, $3,000 each. I don't know how or who put the idea into Dad's head, and this was the top of his purchases. When he appeared on the doorstep with a truck full of these mattresses, my mom started talking about divorce for the first time. And for the first time, she gave my dad a public tantrum when he told us that we were going to become millionaires with these mattresses. Of course, we did not become millionaires, but all our closest people were provided with the gifts for 2 years ahead. My grandma still thanks us for 3 gorgeous, expensive mattresses. She adapted them for piglets somewhere on her farm. And then we paid off the loans just until the moment when Dad reached the edge of insanity. I don't even know where he met all these strange people who were always encouraging him to go on some adventures. So my dad works in my office, in a closed building. He goes to work by car and returns immediately home without going to the bar or some hangouts with colleagues. Maybe all these innovators meet him in the parking lot. I don't know. Well, yeah, this is not the point. Once again, when my dad returned home, he told us he realized the meaning of life. We just sat there where we were from such happiness, but it turned out that was not it. Because a new sign appeared on the refrigerator, the schedule of our next day. The same guru who was enlightening my dad told him something about the meanings, and that a special menu as well as regular sadistic exercises would help him and the whole family achieve the incredible results. And then there was something that I wish I'd never remember. Me and my mom sincerely thought it was all nonsense, as usual. Like, we'll forget it soon, but seems like my dad was seriously interested in his guru and his ideas. And from just being weird, he turned into a real domestic tyrant. I guess he was brainwashed a little at the meetings of this sect, because a man in his right mind could not do what my dad did. For a start, Dad made my mom quit her job under the pretext that she deserved some rest. My mom was even happy because my dad actually made a good living, and after joining the sect, he started giving all the money for her and not to some scammers. And yeah, for the 3 of us, with the bills and everything, we had enough of Dad's money. Honestly, we were both really happy then. I was happy too. I had finally found someone who could direct my dad in the right way. But our triumph didn't last long, because Dad suddenly transferred his and Mom's shared bank account, our house with all his property, and our car to his guru. In fact, we became homeless. The only thing that pleased me, the guru did not demand us to move out and did not even put us on a rent. We lived as before, with the only difference that our house no longer belonged to us, and we had to report to this guru as the owner about every broken plate or every rearranged vase. There were always scandals at home because my mom was angry and she tried to reach my dad, and all he talked about was his sect and his eternal love for everything. And then, remember what I said about the special menu? Well, it was not a menu, but a stupid fast. As in that joke, like I eat 3 times, on Monday, Wednesday, and on Friday. And what we were allowed to eat would have been much more suitable for my hamster rather than for me or my mom. Some sprouts, grains soaked in water, nuts, and a little dried fruit. Those were our meals. As a reward, there was vegetable soup and herbs sometimes. The other days, we were supposed to starve. It would seem that my dad was at work all day and we should sit at home and eat. But my dad stopped gaining money with this new diet. They even gave me strictly limited pocket money for school, just for transport, and, if necessary, for the textbooks. I could not save money or ask for more. We had nothing. We starved and drank water more and more to deceive the stomach pain somehow. After all, the cleaning products were taken away from the house, and instead we were given nothing. It was kind of a message. Wash your plates only with the water, dear wifey. The only thing was allowed laundry detergent, because my mom totally refused to wash it with her hands, even under the pain of torture. And it was impossible not to wash it because of the dress code at my dad's job and at my school. When the winter came, which is very cold in our region, with snow and frost as it should be, a new trick from my dad's guru appeared: dousing with ice water. If you don't understand, it is when someone drags you naked into the street early in the morning and pours ice water from a bucket. But in our family, it became a routine. We were swimming like this. Dad defiantly blocked the hot water pipes, then took the tub out to the backyard, making our neighbors delighted. Why didn't they call the psych ward? I don't know. I would have called if I could, but my phone was taken away from me, and my mom was literally threatened with her life if I turned my dad to the police or filed a complaint against him. Maybe my dad also blackmailed the neighbors with something. I don't know. In case of disobedience, the offender was locked in the basement for the night. The list of violations included the refusal of the menu, the violation of the schedule, nasty words, and many other things, so that sometimes even my dad locked himself in the basement. Seriously. Thus, he suffered for his sins and atoned for them. One of these episodes helped me and my mom escape from his crazy lunacy. Locking up in the basement was an extreme measure. Usually me and my mom were taken there without the right to go outside. This was especially true in the days when Dad carried out his punishment. Then he even put locks on all the doors, both on the main and on the back entrance. But that day, he had some kind of party at work, and his boss literally forced all the employees not only to stay there, which was already prohibited by Dad's faith, but also to drink a solemn glass of champagne to the prosperity of the company. You know, after this, Dad literally barricaded himself in this basement and seemed like used self-tortures. But the alcohol failed him a little. He just forgot about the back door, and we didn't wait for that glorious moment for his memory to come back. We ran away along the quiet street, taking Dad's money stash and all our documents. At first, it was difficult, but then Mom got a job, and I found a cheaper apartment for us with the help of my school friends. Our life got better, even started with new bright colors, and I noticed something that I ignored because of my physical suffering. I became the best one in sports. I even got into the school's team of combat sports. Moreover, if earlier I could get sick only from an occasional sneeze in my direction, now I almost stopped getting sick. Everyone fell down with the flu, and me and my mom went on about our business, being totally healthy. For the 6 months, only once I lay down for a day with a cold, but it was more because I was too lazy to write a test that day. I was wondering just for myself, what is my personal thing? Maybe getting rid of Dad had that effect. So I went to the hospital, to our family doctor. His words really killed me. It turned out that all the torture techniques that my dad used on us are practiced in many countries, especially in Russia and further east. Hardening, fasting, special diet, and physical exercises. All this is designed to harden the body and improve the spirit, which I have generally succeeded. Of course, they don't lock people in the basements and let them go for a walk on the street, but the method itself, without the part about the faith in the guru, has been tested on many generations of people. And then the doctor added that it was obviously good for me personally, and that it would be good to move on in this direction. I honestly thought about all this and decided that good health and results in the combat sport, that time I was going to win the belt of the state champion, that all was worth it to starve a little more. In addition, on the net, I was prompted by a more light method, a contrasting shower. It is, of course, worse than hardening, but it can work at any time of the year, and I do not need to run naked into the yard, especially since me and my mom do not have a yard. Me and my mom are honestly living on an imposed, unpleasant, but such a useful schedule for the third year. My success is fantastic, and many people ask me if I take drugs or something because they don't believe this can be achieved by dieting. Mom also looks great for her age. She doesn't have wrinkles, she has great complexion, and a toned figure. I don't know about Dad. We don't cross paths. At first, we were still afraid he would follow us or something, but I think he is fine without us because he did not even try to reach us. I hope that he is doing well with the guru. And about radical ways of self-treatment, I can only say one thing. I don't recommend it. Such things cannot be recommended at all. Here, you have to decide whether you really need it or not. And it is also necessary to consult a doctor beforehand, because any self-treatment may have fatal consequences. What helped one person can hurt another. I won't forgive my dad for this either. He just made me do it without thinking about the consequences, although the method was really good for me and my mom. Write your opinion about what you heard in the comments. And don't forget that no one has the right to impose their own rules of life on you, even if it is your parents, even if the rules work. Always think with your own head first, and consult doctors.